Welcome inside Nationwide Arena. Pete Weber with Terry Crisp. Only meeting of this season in Columbus for the Predators and the Blue Jackets. And let's get to Terry's Ford keys for this game.
And the first one tonight is going to be puck support, meaning 8 to 10-foot passes. Give the puck carrier an outlet. Be available for all passes, especially on the breakout. And then through this one, through the neutral zone, it's going to be a battleground through there, Pete. These two teams will have to fight to get through it on the attack and on the defense. So tonight, puck support, neutral zone battles are the keys to this game.
And our officials tonight getting ready to drop the puck. Dave Jackson, Justin St. Pierre, joining in with him of the Orange Armband, Lonnie Cameron, Greg Dvorsky, calling play along the lines. So the Gaustad line starts out against Mark Letestu, and we are underway in Columbus. Down the boards, going back after it, Jack Johnson, getting some help from Fedor-Tutin, and up the right side they come. Taking the puck deep in the Nashville zone. Rich Clune turns, deflected off the stick to center ice, and fired into the zone by Gaustad. 2-on-2 down in the corner. Johnson gets the puck that was slid away and gives it right off to Blake Como. Returning to Johnson. Changing up now with 45 seconds gone in the period. Eric Nystrom goes in after it. Put up the board for Ryan Johansson. Down the right wing side, and that shot taken by Boone Jenner is handled. As we get to our injury report to you, brought to you by Vanderbilt Sports Medicine. For the Predators, Beck Arena and injured reserve, Philip Forsberg, Patrick Hornqvist, Matthias Ekholm sideline. Lengthy injured reserve list for Columbus. Horton, Gabbard, Dubinsky, and Bull, along with McKinnon, Keaton, Tim Erickson, and Derek McKenzie. Johansson tried to send it back. Trouble is his winger wasn't there. Eric Nystrom was for Nashville. Here's Mike Fisher coming on. Down behind the net. Murray looking for it. There's Wisniewski. And coming up the right board, no. Kept in deep by Colin Wilson. Nick Foligno out to the blue line. Yossi, a shot, missed the net to the short side. And coming back again for Foligno. Into the Nashville zone, Foligno dropping for Johansson. Johansson trying to step around. Craig Smith tapped away. Fed back out now to the blue line, and the shot taken there. Dalton Prout, and across it comes. Here now Matt Cullen. Cullen flanked by Spaulding and by Smith. Carrying up through center ice now for the Blue Jackets, Cam Atkinson, and that one is held by American Tennis.
Behind the bench tonight, as per usual, head coach Barry Trotz, 50-17-7 all-time versus Columbus. Very familiar with this hockey club and had some great battles in here when head coach Ken. Remember those ones?
Very well, I do. And all the calls back and forth at one another.
It was a good rivalry, Pete.
That it was.
You gotta have them. We'll miss that.
Down the boards it goes into the Columbus end. Tapped in the air. Trying to make a play out of that right corner. David Legwand goes looking for it on the opposite side. Nisimov had it tied up. Taken away from Johnson. Put up the board. Legwand to the point. Ryan Ellis. Ellis puts it back toward the corner. Just away from Gabi Bork. Back in it ahead for Atkinson. Blue Jackets with Atkinson lobbing it in. They go off the line change. Jackets had a little confusion as to who should be staying on the ice tonight. Taken in down the right side by Smith. Turning the corner. Fanning on it. He's going to draw a penalty here. A delayed penalty coming up on the Blue Jackets as Letestu plays the puck.
That all started with a good, clean breakout. Speed coming out of their own zone. And then Craig Smith going to the wheels on that one, Pete.
So Savard gets the call.
Appreciate that. But again, Craig Smith, nice little deke, a little hedge. One goes around him, up goes the stick, forcing a penalty. That's what Coach Trotz says he's looking for a little more of, Pete. His players to draw more penalties to get his power play out there, because why? The power play has been hot. The power play has been producing for them. So in order to get out there, you got to force the other team to take penalties.
Makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
As the puck was just tapped out from across the Nashville line. Colin Wilson circles up the right side. And flung into the zone by Ryan Ellis. Testu is able to clear. Testu is on with Matt Calvert. Has the puck. Whoa. Little Evel Knievel action there from Marek Mazanec.
Okay. Have a chat with him. Get in and get out, or get out and get in. Whatever it is, but do not delay.
Yeah.
When you leave your net, get back in it, son. That's where we want you.
A minute 15 remaining on the penalty. Savard for hooking as Craig Smith was breaking the zone. Predators changing up power play personnel. Captain Shea Weber behind the net. Leg one heading up the left wing. Pass from Yossi. There is Yossi for Weber. Bork is in front of the net. Here's Mike Fisher going to the high slot. 44 seconds remaining on the penalty. Legwand almost lost it, jabbed away from him to clear the zone. Weber holds up. Gives it now to Fisher, and that shot goes off Jack Johnson to the right side wall. Yossi handling inside the line, blasting one, and deflects away from Bobrovsky. Johnson clears it down ice. Jackets come in, put the body on the forecheck while down a man. As the shot from outside is deflected away. That one taken by James Wisniewski. And that will do it for the Nashville power play, which resulted in one shot on net. Bartley backhanded shallow into the Columbus zone. Bartley on here with Kevin Klein. Backhanded around the wall was Wisniewski. Ryan Murray, his first try was blocked. Puck stolen away, and a shot deflects off the right side of Bobrovsky to the corner. Murray up the left side with it. Walking to center, bouncing puck, Foligno. And delayed offside now was whistled down with 5:34 gone.
Talking about puck support, we watching this power play. Weber has it, and he's an outlet. Watch the little outlet. Fisher gets into the opening, a 6-foot pass. Good scoring chance, deflected off of a skate going to it. And then Stallberg right in behind Pete. He gets himself loose on some good forechecking by Spaulding. Spaulding forced him to throw the puck away, throw it up. Stallberg, he just simply intercepts it. So, two good things. Puck support, forechecking. All right.
Going back to retrieve the puck, David Savard. He was the one who had that penalty. Jack Skilly, the ex-Chicago Blackhawk, deflected it well ahead of him. Mazanec plays it off the end board. And the puck was centered as it came away from Seth Jones, but the Jackets have to retrieve in their own end. To center. Tipped in on Mazanec as the Blue Jackets get a change. 6 minutes, 12 seconds played in the period. Bartley.
I don't think it's a record, Pete, but I think it's a pretty good average so far. The number of line changes and body changes that the Blue Jackets have made already.
Yeah.
So obviously head coach Todd Richards has got a matchup he wants, and he's going to stick with it.
Does he ever? Here's Cam Atkinson trying to drive the net. Forced to the end board there. Turning it back over, Nisimov to the corner. Atkinson going around to the left side. Forced that way. Across to Tootin, stops it with a skate. Anisimov trying to come out in front of the net. Mike Fisher sticking with him. That leaves it then for Kevin Klein and now Ryan Ellis. Ellis is backhander, able to find Nystrom. Here's Colin Wilson down the left side. Nystrom shot, and the stick goes flying as the puck picked up by Wilson. Wilson straight away. Yossi, low left, Weber. Stick handling, trying to put it in front. And backhanded by Letestu, but not out. Yossi the keep in. Here's Mike Fisher. Fisher right in front for Yossi. Bounced away from it. 7:23 gone here in the opening period. Weber with a blast. Missing the net short side. Fanning on the rebound was Nystrom. And Atkinson through center ice ahead of Calvert. Deflects back in on the Nashville goal. Testu was the man in deep. Craig Smith cradled that puck and got it out to center. Around Smith from Yossi. Drilled in by Wisniewski. Cut off there. Zanitz watches as the defense gets set up. Victor Bartley behind the Nashville goal. Comes out. Trying to beat Blake Como. He accomplishes that. Now the pass to Craig Smith. And his shot ski ramped up off a Blue Jacket stick. On the right side, Matt Cullen. Cullen trying to get it to Spaulding. Bounced behind him. Lofted by Como. Wait in the Nashville zone. Looking up the right wing side. And cross ice went the pass. Deflected away Wisniewski. Tapped back in Spaulding. And now Murray got some help from Foligno. Nick Foligno throws it down to the right corner. Bartley gets in there just ahead of him. Sweeps it on the right side for Hendricks. Excuse me, Stahlberg. Stahlberg checked there by Boone Jenner. And the fans booning in response as the puck goes flying down ice, and they're going to call hybrid icing here on the Predators.
Head coach Todd Richards being standing behind the bench this evening. He's been with the Wild, the Blue Jackets, and he has 128, 121, 128. But I got to tell you one thing, Pete. Since he's came here in January 9th of 2012,
yes,
his team is 32-0-0 under his tutorship when leading after 2 periods. That's pretty good.
I think that's acceptable. Yes.
In other words, don't let them get ahead after 2 periods. Doesn't bode well.
Tipped in on Bobrovsky, who was able to field that and hold on. So 9 minutes have been played in the first period. Nashville has outshot the Blue Jackets 5-2, but it's 0-0 at Nationwide Arena.
Now it's time for Watch and Win, presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. Tonight, you have the opportunity to win an alumni package featuring 2 tickets to the game against Vancouver next Tuesday, a meet and greet with Preds alumni, and a swag bag featuring a Preds jersey and a yearbook. You have until the end of the second period to enter. So visit NashvillePredators.com/watch and win or call 615-770-7800 now. Good prizes. Go
Excellent
after
prize.
it. Be alert. Jump on it.
You're encouraging said participation. Stahlberg threw it to the side of the net. Bobrovsky able to knock that away. Umberger across the line and drilled back in by Ellis. Behind the net. Bork trying to tap it out for Stahlberg. Legwand heading down to the front. Legwand right in front. There's the loose puck, and they blow the whistle as Legwand had a chance at that loose puck to the right side of Bobrovsky.
And David Legwand probably asking,
You lost sight of it, huh?
yeah, how come so quickly on the whistle? But the rule for it was back to the point. Stahlberg, a nice throw back from the point right through. And I'm not sure if that hit a post or come back or not. David Legwand had one whack at it, Pete. And laying there, I got to tell you, I don't know if Bobrovsky saw the puck or not, but he made a nice pad save, toe save with his right pad. And the whistle went. And David Legwand, well, rightly so, was not happy with the decision, but those things happen.
Off the face-off, pulled back in the defensive zone. Wisniewski didn't clear. Here's Spaulding. Smith tried to slip it in front, and it pinballs around. Pulled back in by Smith. Taken away by Atkinson. Here come the Blue Jackets 3-on-3. Anisimov poked away from him by Bartley. Spaulding is able to clear to Cullen. Cullen breaking in. Driving down the middle is Smith. Cullen holds on to it. Spins around against Murray. Cullen. Now here's Ellis. Ellis electing to pass, and the shot of the score. A beautiful pass right there across to Cullen, and Cullen puts it in the net at 9:58 for a 1-0 Predators lead.
And that all started, Pete, with nice puck support coming into the end zone. Spaulding to Cullen and finishing off and culminating with that goal by Cullen. So again, puck support, nice passes, and then moving the puck around, getting open. And just a shot from the point. I'm going to tell you, Pete, what a pass across down low on that one. There it is right there. Spaulding a tip, support by Cullen. Down they come. Clean entry into the end zone. Now Cullen stays with it, moves the puck back. It'll go back across to the far one. Now watch this one. Watch Cullen get open on the wide side. Boom, one-timer. Great anticipation.
Or the slap pass right there. So Matt Cullen gets his 5th, and the Predators have a 1-0 lead. In the corner, poked at there by Weber. Turning back inside. Jenner. And there's a blast there that was blocked by Colin Wilson. Big shot taken by David Savard. Out across the line and almost into the Predators bench. Around Savard, and now we're going to call the offside at the line. 10:34 gone, first period. And it was just 36 seconds ago that Matt Cullen one-time that shot across from Ryan Ellis for a 1-0 Nashville lead.
Let's take a look at the Coors Light freeze cam tonight. Run it, guys. Take it. I want with the puck is Cullen. Watch this one here now. He's going to stop it right there. Here's Cullen. He's going to move it to a defenseman here, but watch where Cullen goes after. Move it, guys. Cullen will throw it over to Ellis coming into the play. Now watch Cullen. He never turns his back from the puck. He watches it. Here's the one-timer. Hello. Thank you. Coors Light freeze cam. Thank you, Mr. Cullen and Mr. Ellis, for showing that to us. But what I loved was when Cullen made the pass to Ellis, Pete, did a little mohawk turn. Wide open. Never took his eyes off the puck. Yes.
As they put the puck on the boards in the corner. Gaustad, you hear the linesman telling him, move it, move that puck. Jabbed away.
One day, Pete, one of the players is going to try and say, I'm trying.
Yeah.
These guys won't let me.
But right in front there for Clune, and stopped by Bobrovsky. Here's Seth Jones walking the line, shooting. Bobrovsky made the stop, but the rebound slipped away. Gaustad tripped up, trying to go over Jack Skilly. Now, in the World Series, that would have been called obstruction. Gaustad slipping it over for Hendricks. Hendricks back of the net. Right side, Seth Jones. Turning back, the shot deflects away. Clune on the rebound. Gaustad for Seth Jones. And that shot, not seeing the rebound right away was Bobrovsky. And the Jackets are able to clear as it is stopped there by Mazanec, and thus no icing. Barkley for Jones. Tapped in Stolberg. To the end wall, going Bork. Legwand onto the scene as well. Jack Johnson behind him. Pulled out, but slipped out through center ice. Backhanded out by Ellis. Letestu stops it. Bouncing off Umberger. Flipped in by Murray. Umberger put a pretty good shoulder there on Ryan Ellis. Here's Bork. And the pass to Legwand. Umberger blocked that. Picked up by Como. To the end wall. And again, Ellis takes a pretty good hit there as the puck is trickling back to center. Once again, thrown in and got around from behind the net as Mazanec was not able to cut it off. Picked up in the corner, Nisimov tries to center. Taking there, Calvert. And then the puck was just taken away from Como before he could slap it. Wisniewski with the try through a heavy number of players. I don't think Mazanec could have seen that one. Now right in front, Mazanec down, and the puck taken away from Calvert. As once again, the play was made by Matt Cullen, this time at the defensive end. Flipped in by Craig Smith. Tipped it on net, but Bobrovsky had a little problem with that, and he covers up with 13-13 gone.
Hey, the Nashville Predators Gold Friday sale starts tomorrow night at the start of the second intermission and runs through Sunday at 5 p.m. Get up to 50% off select Bridgestone Arena suites, events, Nashville Predators games, and merchandise. For more information, call 615-770-7000 or go to NashvillePredators.com. That's Gold Friday. Starts tomorrow night at the start of the second intermission and runs through Sunday at 5 p.m. 50%. That's pretty good, Pete.
Certainly is. Now, games tomorrow night. Edmonton Oilers in town at 7 o'clock. And then Saturday, one of the Terry Crisp alumni crew, the Philadelphia Flyers, will be in. Here's Smith with the shot on the feed from Cullen, and Bobrovsky handles that.
And Pete Cullen not only scores goals, but watch the good defensive move he makes. Everybody gets caught off ice on the breakout. It's kept in, except Cullen spots the lone Columbus Blue Jacket, Matt Calvert, back down low. He recovers in time to help out his goaltender, who was stretched out about as far as he could get stretched out on that play to cover the lower part of the net. So Matt Cullen, the one smart one, head on a swivel, helping out Mazonitz on that play that nobody realized that number 11, Matt Calvert, sneaky down behind them, head in a swivel.
Ryan Murray, the 20-year-old defenseman, stopped outside the line. Fisher flipped up on the glass and now pulled away by Boone Jenner. Jenner's pass stopped at the blue line and just pops up into the Predators bench.
Happy Thanksgiving. Join us tomorrow night against the Edmonton Oilers for a college night presented by Jack in the Box. With your college ID, receive either an upper bowl ticket for $20 or a lower bowl ticket and a college gold shirt for $40. Drink specials will be offered throughout the first intermission. See you all tomorrow night. What better way, Pete, to work off a nice big turkey dinner or Thanksgiving dinner? Come on down to Bridgestone against the pesky Oilers. Jump up and down, wear off your supper.
Which can be a challenge. Believe you me.
More I talk about one thing, I have to jump up and down the booth with you tomorrow night.
Down the right wing side, here's Jenner trying to make the move on Captain Shea Weber. Jenner to the line. Stop there, David Savard. It's Nick Foligno. Looking right with him. And picked up now by Eric Neisman. Curls back away from Ryan Johansson. Leaving things to Roman Josi. To center ice, Hendricks. Puck shot up over the glass. And off it comes for R.J. Umberger, who flips in. Umberger and Seth Jones. Jones with Umberger. Couple pretty big men going after each other there. Umberger behind the Nashville wall. Threw it out in front. Neither intended recipient could actually get to it.
That puck is just like it's on a yo-yo string, Pete.
Yeah.
You have it, I got it, he misses it. They have it, we have it back.
There's Matt Hendricks. And out of a scrum, the puck slides into the Columbus zone. Como just kept it away at the last instant. Ellis, quick pass right side, a little too quick, and comes out across the line. Ryan Murray. Stop, trying to come up the left side. Here is Stallberg. Stallberg delays. Calvert tried to get it away. It comes out to the point. Held in there from behind the net. Legwand didn't get all of it. So Bourque comes back. And pulled out by Atkinson. Cam Atkinson wheeling in. Here's Calvert, a shot. Sticked away there. Picked up again by Calvert. Passes to Wisniewski. Quickly now to Murray. Murray with a shot. Not seen by Mazanets, but off the mark. Legwand holds on to it as the Predators break up ice and go for a line change. Now left for Ryan Ellis. Curling up to his right side is Cullen. They combined on the only goal of this game at this juncture. Tipped in Craig Smith. Back out for Johansson. Foligno nudges at it. Jenner goes after it. Mazanets just sort of sticks it away. And the puck up the right wing and held in by Savard. Picked up in the corner. Foligno for Jenner. Now Foligno back out. Roman Josi with the pass to Cullen. Cullen in across the line. Shea Weber tries to center off the skate there of Kraut and taken back away by Boone Jenner. Down the right wing. Flipped in by Johansson. Jackets with a change. Roman Josi for Nashville. Taken away by Umberger. Put right in front. And unable to get a shot away on that one was Blake Como. Predators got a break there. Now Nystrom tries to put it through the defenseman, Jack Johnson's legs. He did, but couldn't get control back. R.J. Umberger on the puck, put it out across the line ahead of Johnson. Letestu flips in. He took a hit from Mike Fisher. Down against the end wall. And pass now for Nystrom. Nystrom almost put in a very untenable position there.
Almost what you call a suicide pass, Pete, on those ones. Looking over your shoulder, trying to maintain the puck in a bad position just inside your blue line.
Yeah. That's where he's glad Scott Stevens isn't on the ice.
Oh, man. Oh, good.
Here's Anisimov trying to put it down for the tap home by Atkinson, but missed. Wisniewski. And now Anisimov, that was blocked by his teammate down in front of the net. And the puck thrown back into Columbus territory. This will be an icing against Nashville with a minute 41 left in the first. So, Terry, what generally happens when the Predators score first?
Well, we have a nice little stat for you, Pete. When scoring first, the Nashville Predators are 10, 1, and 2. So far we scored first. Let's see if we live up to that stat, Pete.
And when they score the first 5, it's even better.
Brett's pulling out some pretty good nuggets for us in the truck tonight, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He's on his game. His A game tonight.
Brett Newkirk. Yep. The graphics down there in the production truck.
Was that extra cup of coffee you had him have for breakfast?
I believe that it was. So they're going to reset the clock here. They had a little trouble with that face-off. Yeah, they did. They actually didn't start the clock. They didn't start the clock. So comes back now. Murray to Wisniewski, deflected in front, and then Jenner sends it wide to the corner. Through center. Murray has to go back to retrieve. Predators change up. Johansson cutting in down the right side. Wisniewski picks up the loose puck. Murray. Cross ice. Strange bounce off the kick plate. Stopped behind the net by Mazanis. Onto the boards. Cross ice off the left wing. Yossi picks up. Left for Gabi Bork. Bork the shot. That one blocked. Rebound taken away by Jenner. Johansson stops it outside the line. Under a minute to play in the period. Quick pass in. Taken away by David Legwand. Tapped into the zone there. And Wisniewski got his stick caught up in the skates there. Victor Stahlberg. 41 seconds remain in the first period. Down the right side, Spaulding drops it off. Here's Cullen coming on. Lost control of the puck. It rolled away. And going to be a penalty for hooking here. A penalty for hooking. This comes at 19:29 for hooking. So the Predators have the goal. Matt Cullen taking the slap pass from Ellis and from Nick Spaulding for a 1-0 lead. Sportsmanship,
that's what James Wisniewski shows, Pete. He gets a stick caught in the blade of the skate of Stahlberg. He doesn't yank, he doesn't pull it, just quietly takes it out, no penalty. And here's the penalty, Pete, on the hook. Cullen coming through, coming down in behind. Atkinson reaching, just all you do is get a little tug. That's all it takes nowadays, Pete. And he's in the penalty box. So Nashville, with 31 seconds remaining in the first period, go on the power play.
And they will begin with Wilson, Cullen, and Smith up front. Backed up by the youngsters, Ellis and Seth Jones. To the left side of Bobrovsky. Linesman trying to settle everybody down. Out of that scrum in the circle. Fed back. Here now is Ellis. Some room. The shot. Rebound given up. Smith, no. And then Cullen couldn't handle the rebound. Still plenty of time left in the period. So a couple of good chances there for the Predators as the puck is drilled down on the Nashville net by Fedorchuk. Predators with 2 shots on net already on this power play as the period begins to wind down. Seth Jones stick handling in. Colin Wilson couldn't handle it to get a shot off before the green light goes on, signifying the end of the period. So our first intermission coverage coming up in just a few moments' time. Predators a 1-0 lead. The goal by Matt Cullen. So the Predators will have a minute 30 remaining of power play time when we return with the second period. Nashville out shooting Columbus 14-4. Stay tuned for our first intermission in just a moment. Predators up 1-0 as we play start here in the second period with a power play remaining for Nashville. And Terry, let's take a look at those stats. What do you think of them?
Well, beat 1-0 for Nashville over that one. Power play 0 for 1 still on it. Nashville power play shots 3. But the one, Pete, that I really look at is this one right here. 14-4 shorts on goal for Nashville. Scoring chances 7-1. That tells you that in the first period, Nashville was getting the job done.
So 90 seconds of the extra man remaining. There's Matt Cullen. Predators power play to start the second period. Bork, Legwand, Fisher, backed up by Josi and Weber. Dumped into the Nashville end as the Jackets try to tie him up down there. Up the middle, Legwand now, right side Fisher. Legwand ordinarily in this situation operates on the half wall. Now they have 2 men in front of the net. Fisher comes back out high with it. Shea Weber, Legwand back at that right side position. Circles just away there from Calvert, but they give the puck up, and Letestu hammers it in off the M board. Nudged away at the last instant there, and the Predators pick up, trying to take advantage of a Blue Jackets change as the puck goes to the corner off the stick of Bork. Weber for Josi. Josi trying to get it through the traffic, knocked out in front, and the score! Mike Fisher out in front, 54 seconds in, and the Predators have taken a 2-0 lead, tallying on the power play.
So the power play again, Pete, coming through for Nashville. Mike Fisher making it count on a nice play at the other end by Mazonis to get that puck loose and down ice again. And just simply, Pete, going to the front of the net and staying in front. And it was Bork, the first one, who sort of just the puck hit him and fell loose. And then suddenly you've got Legwand sniffing around, Fisher sniffing for a loose puck. And Mike Fisher picks it up. And before Bobrovsky can get recovered where the puck is, it's behind him.
So Predators on the power play get the goal. Fisher his 5th. In total, 3 shots on that power play. Predators 1 of 2 with the man advantage here this evening. Now, how much does that influence, Terry? Now, the Blue Jackets are still going to come at you strong, but the fact that they gave up a power play late in the advantage and wanted to get after the Predators as soon as the period began.
You know what, it gives Nashville a bit of an edge in so much as that now they have some breathing room, some working room. And you know what? Ironic as it may seem, it gives the Nashville Predators goaltender, Mazonis, a little breathing room also.
Here's Johansson with the shot up high on Mazonis.
Not a lot of breathing room out there, Mr. Mazonis, by the way. That one was hammered at him.
Got him up on the mask. Victor Bartley for Nashville. So Bork and Josi get the assist. Jackets able to clear it up. Cam Atkinson using the board. Put up on the board. It comes through down the left wing. David Savard. As the puck is kicked back and swept into the zone by Cullen. 54 seconds into the period. The Predators tally on the power play to make it 2-0. Into the body down low. Here's Cullen coming out with it. Back toward the front of the net. Cullen gets it back, and that deflected off Gabriel Bork. Matt Cullen out of the corner. Stahlberg. Cullen comes over. Stahlberg. That's back for Ryan Ellis. Ellis to Kevin Klein. Cullen the shot. That deflected off the stick of Atkinson into the netting.
Just before the goal was scored, Mazonis makes a smart move. Letestu makes a brilliant dump in. He goes to get his head for the puck. He's going to beat everybody for the rebound. Mazonis plays it, sends it all the way back down ice, and immediately leads to this goal right here. Josi shot, Bork, it hits him, falls down. Fisher whacks it home, but Pete started almost 180 feet away.
That's right.
When Mazonis spotted that puck on a smart dump in by Letestu coming off the backboards, he was the first one to get the rebound to get a scoring chance. Mazonis just tipped it by him, away they go. I'd almost give that good puck support, too.
Another example, yeah. Off the face-off, it'll come back. Right point. And that shot by Jones deflects away. Letestu chips it out. Umberger knocks it down. Umberger stood up by Weber. Over on the right board, it's Mike Fisher. Gotten out by Colin Wilson. Johnson. And flipped inside by Como. Fisher tried to pass it. Was knocked down initially by Letestu. Up the left wing. Collision there. Tootin with Wilson. Deflects in by Como. Even over. A little full skull there. Johansson almost took it away for the Blue Jackets. Jones for Wilson. Tipped in. Wide to the left side of the goaltender. Nystrom came in hard after it in the corner. Boone Jenner to his right side. The pass picked up by Ryan Murray. Murray came in just across the line. Shea Weber on the retrieval. Kept it away from Jenner. Bork slips over left side. Yossi across, trying to get it back to Bork. Tipped there, Bobrovsky got a stick on it. Stahlberg turns, hammered one off the pipe. Victor Stahlberg put one off the post. Here is Bork. Leg one, looking from the side. Blocking pad save is made by Bobrovsky. Coming back out with it, Boone Jenner. 2-on-2 with Foligno. Coming across, rolled away, and then Wisniewski got a shot that missed to the short side. Shea Weber with 4:55 gone in the second period. Predators up 2-0. Victor Stahlberg in on the attack. His shot. Big rebound given up. Bounced away there from Gostad. Back after it. Going down skates first into the boards was Gostad. Put up the wall by David Savard. Lofted out. A little reverse on that one. Sped up there by Klein for Klum. Down the middle, Gostad. Challenged right away, Anisimov. Rout for Anisimov. And the Jackets come up ice with the numbers, 4-on-3. Slowing things down with a lateral pass. Tipped in Skilling. Behind the Nashville net, Anisimov picks himself up off his knees and the puck over to the corner. Anisimov has it again. Passes there to Tootin, and Tootin missed the open net.
It was there, Pete. Wow. And you have to know somebody in the truck is saying you're darn Tootin.
Oh, yeah. I heard several
know somebody was. But he was wide open, Pete. Wow.
Pulled away now by Cullen. Matt Cullen looking down left side. And it's Craig Smith backhanding it in. Atkinson sends Fedor Tootin back after it. Tootin, Johnson. And taken back up ice by Sean Collins. Atkinson trying to settle it down. Got the shot. Rebound came out in front. A juicy one, but they weren't able to get control of it. Letestu for Murray. Here's Wisniewski. Wisniewski a shot. Tipped in front en route to the net. Tapped. Put onto the wall by Bartley. Held in by Letestu. Taken away by Craig Smith. Spaulding will angle it into the corner right side. Fisher out for Nashville. Pressures Murray. Wisniewski's pass. Umberger chops it in. 7+ minutes gone in period number 2. Predators up 2-0. Now breaking back 2-on-2. And trying to chase that down is Nystrom against Savard. To center ice it comes. Shea Weber from Yossi. Bringing it back in. Around Nystrom. Chipped out. Jabbed at by Chaput. And now here's the shot by Nystrom to the corner off Bobrovsky. Behind the net. Put back up the wall by Savard, and it comes off the stick. Yossi to center ice. 7:40 played here in period 2. Buck up on the glass, knocked down, going after Kostad. Kostad tried to center. Karam's away. A wraparound try by Hendricks. Klum turns. His shot blocked in front of the net. Fed back down the right wing side. Coming in deep is Skilly. Skilly, the ex-Chicago Blackhawk. Chipped out through the right wing. Clune went in after it. Predators have to tag back up. Clune goes to the bench and does. And now it's over for Fedor Tyutin for Columbus. Around the wall. Strange bounce off the end board. Followed up. Weber trying to tie up his man. Foligno lost it. Kevin Klein has it for Nashville. Backhands for Legwand. Jabbed away from him. Taken by Klein. Down the left wing. Legwand dropped it back. Bourque got spun around by Foligno. Back across the Columbus blue line. Klein flings it back in. Right side to left. Bourque brushed by one man along the boards. Pull back Stallberg. Turned inside on two. Right in front of Cubs. And the shot of the score. The Predators forced a turnover in deep. And at 8:56 of the second, extend their lead to 3-0.
And as you mentioned, Pete, just good, solid again, forechecking by the Predators, just being vicious on the puck, along the boards, on the attack, on the forecheck, and just getting the puck loose. So taking it down, taking a hit, willing to make a play. Stallberg goes in, steals the puck right off the bat. Good support by Bourque. And then Stallberg comes out, and I think David Legwand might have finished it off, Pete.
Yep.
But Stallberg and Bourque were doing the heavy work down behind the net, getting the loose pucks. And then they just simply throw it out. And Legwand, he comes in the slot. And David Legwand, I'm pretty sure, Pete, got that goal.
I'm with you. His 5th of the year at 8:56. Puck taken by Spaulding. Spaulding looking ahead. Here's Murray. Stallberg and Bourque with the assist. So Bourque with 2 assists tonight. Up the boards. And Green's back on Murray out there. Thrown in by Foligno. That has quieted things here greatly at Nationwide Arena. Murray for Wisniewski. Angled into the corner. And we have the icing here. 9:53 gone in the second period. What's up on Saturday night, Terry?
Well, listen, join us this Saturday, as my partner just said, as the Preds take on Scott Hartnell, Kimmo Timonen, and the Philadelphia Flyers. The Plaza Party, presented by Lee Company, kicks off at 5 p.m. and features face painting, donut decorating, there you go, a Monster Jam Smash car, and more. Available upper bowl seats are 50% off on Saturday only. Puck drops at 7 p.m. and tickets are available at NashvillePredators.com by calling 615-770-7800. And Pete, tomorrow night a Thanksgiving game.
Yeah, 2 games and 3 nights at home at Bridgestone Arena. And you have tickets available. Just go right ahead. There's a shot that Mazanis did not see initially, taken from the right point by Savard, but he was squared up to it, thus able to make the stop. Turning out to be Columbus' 7th shot on net here this evening. Atkinson with the out. Flipped in by Sean Collins. Collins just called up from the American League. Letestu, a blind centering effort, and they don't get a shot off that. It's Martin. And offside Nashville trying to enter the Columbus zone. 10:39 gone here in the second period, and the Predators out shooting Columbus 22-7 and leading the game 3-0. David Legwand celebrating that 3rd goal.
Of course it's Thanksgiving. A before and after picture. On the right before, on the left after, Pete. Yeah.
Nice approach.
Russ Recker's been scoring 2+ goals. Let's take a look around the league. Well, Nashville's on top, 12-1-1. Then Vancouver and St. Louis, 89.3%. All right, Truck. Thank you for that one. Another good little nugget tonight.
Yeah. We're just full of them for you.
Full of nuggets. Turkey nuggets.
Glad you explained that.
Okay. Jackets. Off to center. Tipped in Chaput.
Bull came right back up in his face. As the Predators tried to play that puck, Chaput gets over to the Columbus bench. Don't like to see that.
Never, ever.
The bounce. Bruin trying to center.
As you go down the runway, Pete, to get looked at.
And that's where he's heading right now. Atkinson comes on. Behind the net, Anisimov. Check there, Bartley. Umberger cycles it back. Seth Jones on the right board, and it's Matt Hendricks coming up. Boone missed it into the skates of Anisimov. Skilly came up and could not get it in. He was stopped by the sweep check there of Hendricks. Murray. And that one will be an icing against Columbus with 11:43 gone. And I hope you're planning for all the youngsters and so on who've returned home for the holidays. Hey, join us tomorrow night. Join us Saturday night. Tomorrow night, Edmonton Oilers are in town. And Saturday night, Philadelphia Flyers. 7 o'clock game time. Both nights. Go to NashvillePredators.com.
Exciting.
Off the face-off, the blast.
Around.
Yes. Blast by Klein deflected up. Taken away. The broken stick of Skilly left down on the ice. Bork turns inside. Murray right there with him. Bork, Legwand, and now for Stallberg, who got spun around. Legwand tapped it. Here's Bork. Stallberg wheels out from behind. Was going to curl back. Now he does. Stallberg's pass. Ryan Ellis kicked it back onto a stick going against Skilly. Ellis carries in behind the net. What are his options here? And the first one was a pass across the missed Stallberg. Klein's shot was blocked. And getting a big piece of that, unfortunately, from Matt Calvert. Here is Ellis again coming on. Bork tries to put it home. And it's covered up by Bobrovsky.
That was defenseman Ryan Ellis down there setting up that play.
12:38 off the second period clock. Predators leading Columbus 3-0 at Nationwide. From the Nashville bench. What a strong second period this has been, Coach.
Yeah, we've played well. We've stayed on the puck. We've managed the puck pretty well, particularly behind their defense, and we've had done a good job of making sure that we have a good third man back. And if you could hear Barry in the background there talking about us to continue reloading, and that means that we want to make sure that we're tracking back when they get the puck and putting pressure on them from the backside so we can eliminate any of their forward push.
And Coach, on your reloading, I think one thing you did a good job so far is control that neutral zone both ways.
Yeah, we have. We've created a little bit of confusion, I believe, for them in the neutral zone. They're not getting a lot of speed, and that's part of our neutral zone forecheck, what we want to do there. So we've got to make sure that we continue to do that.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Going in after the puck down low, Blake Como. Tipped out Smalling. Jabbed away there by Johnson. Como just shovels it in. Klein turns around, checked out the traffic as Collins came in on the forecheck. Bennertune on the left board. And Terry, as the Jackets try to establish a bit of a cycle, they've not been too successful in that tonight.
And you know what, Pete? The one-on-one coverage by Nashville so far, touch wood, has been good. The handoffs, their lasers, their Velcro to their check and staying with them. The biggest thing on breaking a cycle, Pete, is once you get a hold of a player, eliminate him. Take him out of the cycle. How do you do that? By staying with them. Don't let him be an outlet for them.
Down the right side and offside as Wilson takes it. Now the Blue Jackets missing some key players to be certain coming in the game tonight. Nathan Horton, they knew they were going to not have for a while. Signed as a free agent from the Boston Bruins club. He had shoulder surgery. He is due back sometime next couple of weeks. But how about the explosive scorer we all know, Marian Gaborik, and then Brandon Dubinsky.
And that's a lot of goals out of your lineup. You don't care how you slice it, what team you are. That kind of depth, you just don't snap your fingers, go to your minor league team and replace them.
Not at all. Here's Foligno, a shot. That deflected off the blocker side. Looking there is Prout. And with all those injuries, Prout had to play it forward in their victory 6-0 at Toronto, the final game of the trip. Prout a try off the end board. Sent back by Jenner. Stepping down the board is David Savard. Savard, a shot blocked off a Predator stick. Eric Nystrom doubles it in low. Savard behind the net. Trout for Foligno. Foligno cross ice. David Savard knocks it in low. Jackets for a change. 5:22 remaining in the second period. Yossi. Beyond Gostad. Hendricks and Gostad trying to play a little two-man game there. Jump back in. Predators tag up. Bobrovsky holds it up for his defense. As the long Hail Mary by Atkinson. And that one, the hand pass, brings us a stoppage with 15:01 gone. Period number 2. The Predators have 24 shots. The Blue Jackets 8. It's 3-0 Nashville. So there's a little reach out for the community at Middle Tennessee. Predators taking care of things there last week. And off the faceoff outside the Nashville line, Jackets hammer it in. And Umberger tries to keep it in deep. Cam Atkinson, the diminutive one, 5'7", 172 pounds. Making the play back. Here's Umberger. Umberger the shot, and that deflected wide. Brent Murray, the defenseman, he pitched down the left board to keep that play alive.
The Predator player fell down, lost his man, Pete, and that opened up the whole thing. Once one man loses his man, it opens up the whole charge.
Over the shoulder of Murray. Wisniewski helping out his defensive mate. Atkinson lost the puck. Seth Jones tried to take care of that. Partly for Jones. Lifted out. Hammered in. And taken away now by Matt Calvert. Calvert earlier had to go back to the dressing room for a checkup after absorbing the shot. Turning his skilly off the shoulder there, Mazanec. Spinning now is Anisimov, and that one deflects to the corner.
Anisimov had about 3 goaltenders staring him in the face, Peter.
Yes. And a penalty here. Hooking is the indication at 16:22. And it's going to be Rich Clune who takes the penalty. And he's still somewhat confused. But the Blue Jackets go on the power play now, ranked 15th in the league.
Might have been Hendricks out there, Pete, 26 also.
Yeah.
He was in the midst of the fray. Maybe that's why Rich Boone is looking mystified.
So the Predators on the penalty kill for the first time tonight. Fisher. Nystrom as the penalty killer. Ryan Johansson working the left half board. As Umberger and Foligno up there with him. Putting the puck right in front, and Foligno's tried to deflect it up into the netting. An active stick helping out. The Predators defend that.
Good puck movement by the Columbus Blue Jackets coming into that corner. And as you mentioned, Pete, on the good recovery by one of the Nashville players, I'm not sure which one, got back quickly, just threw a stick out in front of the net, deflected that puck up and over the net.
Smalling joins Fisher now as a penalty killing forward. Johansson wins it back. Wisniewski. Murray. This is the net for the short side. Foligno picks up the loose puck. Here now the pass tipped away, and Smalling takes it. Throws it in behind Wisniewski. A race for it. Out of his net, Bobrovsky to play the puck. He wins that gamble. Johansson across the line. Umberger goes down in position to accept one. Back for Murray. Here's Johansson. Johansson across now for Wisniewski. Right at a minute remaining now on the penalty that was assessed. Rich Clune. Murray with the try off Foligno. Foligno watched by Klein. Wisniewski again. A shot broken up in front by Shea Weber and cleared down ice. So the Predators, including their last 5 games plus, have killed off 14 consecutive opponents' power plays. Pittsburgh Penguins had a goal that Friday night game, the last game of the seven-game road trip. And now a clearing pass for Hendricks coming on off the chest of Bobrovsky. So a good shorthanded opportunity there for Nashville. Here now Calvert tried to put it right in front and deflected off Atkinson. Johnson. Here now Anisimov. That shot deflects off the shoulder of the goaltender. Knocked down in front. Here is Johnson. Anisimov out high. And the puck knocked down by Calvert. And the penalty is over to the Rich Clune of the Predators as Clune comes out of the penalty box area. And they're booing the Blue Jackets power play. So the Predators kill that one off. And the Blue Jackets and the Predators, each a shot on goal on that power play. Round the board. Tipped by Jones, but not out. Letestu, left corner. Tries to put it down in front. He does. Bouncing puck. Angled back out. Taken away from Jenner by Craig Smith. Smith comes breaking in under a minute to play in the second. Craig Smith in the corner, along with Tootin. Spalling there also. Spalling sort of got hog-tied there. And the puck goes bouncing back, skipping in the Nashville end. Shea Weber with it. 43 seconds remain in the second period. Cross ice for Smith. Smith with the shot. That one took off over the head of Bobrovsky. Down the right wing side, Skilling. His shot misses to the short side. Umberger took a little swipe at it, and it goes out of play. 25.4 seconds remaining. So you think about the Predators and Blue Jackets, you think division rivals. Not anymore, folks. With the realignment, Columbus now in the Metropolitan Division. The Predators stay in the Central with new partners, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, and Winnipeg.
And Pete, losing this team right here, Detroit, also one of our arch rivals.
Yeah.
Moved on over to the Eastern Conference on us. But we'll make new ones.
That tends to happen, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And while they have not met yet this season, it looked like last year a pretty good one was building up with Dallas, didn't it?
You know what, Pete? I think over the years we've had a pretty good one with Dallas.
Yeah.
Yes. We've had some unfriendly games with them.
Yes.
Is that what creates a good rival, unfriendly games?
Usually. Trying to settle down the puck. Johansson, and got a shot from his knees. From about Cliff Ronning height there. As the clock runs out on the second period, the Predators tally twice in the second. And they outshoot the Blue Jackets in the period 11-8 after 40 minutes. The Predators with 25 shots, the Blue Jackets with 12. Coming up at our second intermission, Terry Crisp will have his breakdown. We'll have highlights, a chat with assistant coach Phil Housley, and much more. So let's see how things go here in the third with the Predators up 3-0 over Columbus. Just about a little bit better than doubling up in shots on goal, 25-12. Blue Jackets start out with Anisimov, Calvert, and Skilling. A little juggling done here. Head coach Todd Richards. Skilling taking the spot of Atkinson. Puck being brought back for the faceoff. Terry, you have a winner for me, I do believe.
We have. Congratulations to Laura D. from Nashville, Tennessee. You are our watch and win winner presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. You've won a Preds alumni package. A Preds rep will contact you tomorrow. Don't forget to watch our game on Saturday, December the 7th in Washington, where we'll have more great watch and win prizes for you. So, Laura D., Nashville, you are the winner.
Off Nashville end. Rostak out of the way. Well out in front of Matt Hendricks and Shea Weber. Wisniewski off to Foligno. Weber in just ahead of Jenner. Rostak hammers it off the board. Knocked down there. And off it comes Johansson. A shot. Stick save there. Goes up into the netting.
Favorite time of the night, Pete. Timberland. Hard hits, highlights tonight. Take a look around. Anytime these two hockey clubs meet, of course there's physicality. Of course there's hitting out there. Of course there's board meeting. Of course there will be hard feelings. That's why you have the Timberland Hard Hits, Highlights. The Pro Hard Hits tonight, Pete. Those two teams. And right now, I got to tell you one thing, Pete. You can just see the Columbus Blue Jackets have one thing in mind. They're going to bottle them up. They're not going to let them out of their zone easy. They're not going to do that neutral zone. Right now, Columbus are down 3 goals. They figure, let's go after it, boys. Let's try and force them into errors, force them to copy up that puck in their zone. And so far here in the third period, Columbus have done a good job of it.
Popped up in the air. Chopped at by Fisher.
And what does my partner always say? Too long in your own end zone does not bode well for you.
It really doesn't. It really does not. As the puck is kicked almost free to the front of the net. But played away. As Michael Chaput came back in the lineup after taking a puck in the face earlier. R.J. Umberger sends it deep in the Nashville zone. Turning around is Blake Como. To the end board. Seth Jones. And was out with Markley. And now the shot by Colin Wilson. Bobrovsky wasn't too sure he had it under control. 1:53 gone in the third.
Hey, just a little reminder for you. Remember I said Gold Friday? Well, the Nashville Predators Gold Friday sale starts tomorrow night at the start of the second intermission against the Edmonton Oilers and runs through Sunday at 5 p.m. Get up to 50% off selected Bridgestone Arena suites, events, Nashville Predators games, and merchandise. For more information, call 615-770-7800. Go to NashvillePredators.com for Gold Friday. The gold is there at the end of the rainbow. Or the ice surface.
Thank you, Dorothy. As that shot of the score picked out of that right circle. And there you have it. The Predators extend the lead to 4-0. So 2:02 into the third period.
Wow, Pete. I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
Winning the face-off pays off. I guess it does. Back into the corner. Out it comes. And watch this snapshot. Spingo, Spalling just win the face-off, back to the point, around the boards, out to Spalling. And the minute that puck is on his tape, it's in the back of the net. Wow.
That's his 4th of the year at 2:02. The 3 previous goal scorers notched their 5th. Better too. Got it away from Legwand at least momentarily. Ellis out here with Klein. Here now, flipped in front by Stallberg, kicked away. Pulled away by Fedorchuk. Jackets go cross ice with it. It's taken in by Johnson. Johnson on his backhand, flipped it out in front. Paddle was down there by Mazanec. It was cleared off the glass into Blue Jackets territory. Down the right wing. Backhanded in by Calvert. Cullen and Ellis with the assist on Spalling's 4th at 2:02. Tipped down to the end board. Roman Josi off the wall to center. Bounces now for Ryan Johansson. Jenner takes a shot off the side of the net. Foligno centers, but under the stick it went of Johansson. As the Predators managed to clear. Nick Foligno comes in across the line. Boone Jenner actually got in his way. Held by Johansson. Jenner. Wisniewski, left side, Murray. And down it went before it goes into the 4th row. And a fan from Dublin, Ohio has the souvenir.
So Spalling, Pete, makes it 4-0 for his hockey club. And he's got 5 points in his last 6 games, 3 goals, 2 assists, with a goal and an assist tonight, Pete. And working alongside that unit of Spaulding, Cullen, and Smith. And yes, they have chemistry. Yes, they work well together. Oh yeah, yes, they are putting up points on the boards as a unit.
They really are, yeah. Gostad over for Seth Jones. Holding on Umberger and back towards Savard. Deflecting the right side of Mazanis. From the right board, Umberger to the blue line. And the shot gloved by Mazanis as he moved outside his right post.
Hey, Bridgestone Performance Moment tonight brought to you by Bridgestone. First goal of the night by Cullen from Ellis, and it's just a pretty one. Why? Because Cullen gets loose. Ellis makes the perfect pass. It's a one-timer by Cullen for 1-0. There you have your Bridgestone Performance Moment of the game, brought to you by number 7 and number 4. Bridgestone, your journey, our passion.
Buck is held in left side by Letestu. Eric Nystrom. Puck came right away to him. Here's Mike Fisher returning to Nystrom. Nystrom is tapped behind Colin Wilson and fed out by Sean Collins. Colin Wilson after taking it away from Sean Collins. On the right wing board, Fisher and Nystrom chipped out by Como. Ellis retrieves for Nashville. Brian Ellis back of the Nashville net. Up to center. Tipped away. And the puck bounded away from Ellis. Ellis flipped over right side. Coming on with speed, Stallberg. Missed the check on Stallberg. The feed in front for Legwand, tapped, but then kept out of there. Good play by Bobrovsky, sliding across to his right side in the goal crease.
Hey, get 6 games for the price of 5 with the all-new Lids Holiday 6-pack. Choose between 2 great packages that include the best remaining games of the 2013-14 season and receive a Lids discount card. To purchase, visit the ticket sales kiosk inside Bridgestone Arena. Call 615-770-7800 or go to NashvillePredators.com/6-pack. There you have it, the Lids new pack for you.
So the Predators 8-0 in faceoffs here in the third. After winning that one. Puck is pulled by Cullen. Bounded away for Boone Jenner. Deflecting in behind Yossi, and Mazanis will cover up with Foligno breaking in. 5:43 gone in the period.
And right now, Pete, the youngster Mazonets having a solid game so far. Not a lot of loose pucks around his net. Any rebounds that he was leaving, his defensemen and forwards are coming back to help him out. But I can tell you one thing, the youngster goaltender Mazonets, son, get ready. You're going to have a lot of company here in the last 14 minutes. They're going to come at you because they hate looking up there and seeing a goose egg on their side of the scoreboard.
Do they ever? Then back Murray to Wisniewski, and that one blocked out by Stallberg. In the air comes back in the Nashville zone. And here it's coming. Right wing side at center. Legwand for Gabriel Bourque. Leaving for Legwand as they run the weave here. Yossi and Stallberg chips it in deep. Bobrovsky waited for it before handing to Wisniewski.
I love your weave, Pete, when they're keeping it simple.
Yeah.
When they get cute, they start to worry me.
I understand. You can see the Predators line up in a 1-2-2 right now defensively. And the faithful here is that long clear actually went on net, saving them an icing. And then the long pass by Mazanis misses Bourque, and that'll turn into an icing against Nashville. So Predators fly back home tonight. Tomorrow night, hosting the Edmonton Oilers, who are in town, taking it in. We have tickets available for you at NashvillePredators.com or the Bridgestone Arena box office. And then Saturday night, Philadelphia Flyers are in town. Both games at 7 o'clock. Savard Puts it down on the end board. Shea Weber away from Umberger.
Better way to wear off the turkey, Pete, than come to the arena, jump up and down, cheer, stand,
Yeah,
watch a hockey game.
hockey, the anti-tryptophan.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's Umberger slipping it out in front, and Mazanec covers up. So Umberger flipped it right in front of the Nashville goal, and we'll take a timeout here. 7:02 gone in the third period. Predators 4, the Columbus Blue Jackets nothing.
Gabriel Bourque, Pete, just a brand new father a couple of weeks ago with his daughter Malika, and he is starting to come alive. His whole unit's starting to make noise now, make things happen. And 58, Dennis, why did I say David Savard and Gabriel Bourque? Why? They were teammates in 2009-10 on the Moncton Wildcats in the Quebec Major Junior League. That year, Bourque won the Guy Lafleur Trophy for the playoff MVP, and his teammate David Savard won Defenseman of the Year. Two pretty good kids on the same team.
Yeah, really. How often does that sort of combination happen, other than on a winning club?
I wonder how many people are saying, who's Guy Lafleur? We know who he is, Pete.
Yes, absolutely. And there's a shot by Letestu who took up over the crossbar. Going down the right wing side. Partly the struggle there. Como. Behind the net again. And you hear the entreaty, move it.
I'm not sure if the entreaty is telling him.
That possibly, yeah. Jack is trying to get in position for a shot. Como tried to put it down and inside. Collins was there.
Not a lot of room down there, Pete, right now for anybody to move.
Clune blocked the pass and slipped it back to center. Letestu back for Prout. Flipped down the side by Anisimov. Equalize with Barkley in the corner. Calvert trying to return it. One pass blocked by Bartley and spun around Calvert. McGillis comes over against him on the sidewall. Calvert with help from Anisimov. Knocked down to his knees off the skate in front. Still trying to fight it. Comes back to Calvert and sliding across to make the stop. Mazanec. Skilly turning back inside for the Blue Jackets against Bartley.
Number 11, Pete Calvert, little guy, he's been a one-man wrecking crew out here on this shift. I'll tell you right now.
Yes.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for Nashville to take an icing right about now and relieve some of the tension here. There's nothing but Blue Jackets all over the place.
Anisimov to the blue line. And the shot there taken by Skilly and blocked in front. And
There
yes,
you
they
go.
were listening to you, Terry.
There you go.
So the icing there on Hendricks with 9:20 gone in the third.
Let's take a look at the Charter high-speed shot of the night, and it's going to be number 13, Spaulding, on a nice pass from Cullen on his knees, on his tape, and before you can blink, Bobrovsky said, where'd that shot come from? Well, Bobrovsky, that's our Charter high-speed shot of the night. Thank you, Nick Spaulding, for that one.
Well, with the icing, the Predators are taking their one allotted 30-second timeout for the night here.
Smart move by Coach Trotz, because right about now, the guys on the ice in the white jerseys, they are whipped. They're tired because they've been chasing that puck like a little dog chasing its tail around. But we said this. You knew the Columbus Blue Jackets were going to be coming at them and coming at them fast and heavy on it. When you're down 4 goals, you know you're going to press on it. Like we said, little number 11, Calvert, he was all over the ice on that. When he has it, he doesn't have it, he gets it back. The Blue Jackets were doing everything they could to get the puck loose. Now, Nashville, Pete, was doing a job of one-on-one, but again, you and I keep saying, too long in your end zone, and that time the Blue Jerseys, they were doing a good job of maintaining the pressure and maintaining the puck.
So the guys have had the extra 30 seconds rest, and that's a huge help right now. And the Jackets got control of the draw. The shot was blocked, though, back to center ice. On the boards, up high on the left wing side. Kostad and Foligno. And a hand pass is called by linesman Lonnie Cameron. And then tempers flare a little bit.
We talked about this, Pete, and the biggest thing right now is the word discipline by Nashville. And by discipline, I mean don't get fished into any bad penalties, any dumb things you don't want to do. Stay the course. You've got a good game plan. Coach Trotz put it out there for you. The staff had it out there for you. It's working. Don't let the Columbus Blue Jackets disrupt it, because that'll be their one main goal right now, is to take you off your game, your breakouts, your regroup, etc. Plus, if they can fish into a dumb penalty, they get a power play out of it. No.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Not for the Predators.
No.
Chaput trying to work that right side. Turning back around, and that one was in and out, or no, just off the net. They might be reviewing that. Referee right away raised his arms in the washout motion, and the puck comes out now for Colin Wilson. Wilson stepped around Murray, gets it back. Here's Weber, and tipped away from Mike Fisher. Close call down at the other end. Puck chipped out off the boards. Shea Weber sends it back in the Columbus zone. Did the Blue Jackets have a goal there? Atkinson sends it back. Wisniewski. And now Murray is back to the veteran. Wisniewski to center. Angled in off the stick of Michael Chaput. Cullen backhands it in. Forcing Savard back after it. Predators trying to work on that left wing, but it comes back to Johansson. Ryan Johansson. Savard keeping the puck away from Craig Smith. 4-0 Predators. 8:53 remaining in the third period. Around the wall for Klein. Klein content to maintain control of the puck. Here to Ryan Ellis. In center, well ahead of Stallberg, icing against Nashville. So just moments ago, the Blue Jackets threatening in the Nashville end territory.
Off the crossbar, Chaput, he has one. He just up and over the shoulder of the goaltender, Pete. He's on it, and right off the back. In fact, Young was on it. He ducked his head out of the way as it was coming over him. He just caught it sight of it the last second.
Well, earlier in the game, Terry, he caught one off the mat.
He almost caught another one off the mat. And his best buddy off that play was the crossbar.
Predators off the face-off, take it out to center, and now into the Columbus end. Stallberg across for Legwand, coming in late. Legwand's shot stopped. Bork trying to get the rebound. Legwand took a whack at it. Put onto the wall there by Sean Collins. Here's Bartley. Bork. That deflected short side. Legwand tries to come up from behind the net. Collins stopped him. Kick back to Legwand. To the blue line. Seth Jones' shot deflects away. Coming out with it, Blake Como. Thrown down low in the zone. Seth Jones shovels it over. Letestu goes after it. And then Worthley got tripped up. A little action there. And we have a whistle behind the play. Tripping is the call at 12:23. Predators lead this game 4-0. David Legwand just had a chance. And the Predators will be going on the power play when we return here to third period action. Blake Como in the box for tripping at 12:23 of the period. Predators get their third power play. We're joined on the bench now from Predators goaltender Carter Hutton. Carter, tell us about how it's looked down there.
Pretty good so far. I think we played a pretty strong game here. Early on we thought they were going to come out with some jump, and we matched them. And first goal, and then this has kind of been their push in the third period, and we've held them off pretty well.
And I have to ask Carter, as a goaltender, it's 4-0. You got going. The bench talk about it as a goaltender, and you're in the net. Are you aware of it?
I don't know for Maz. He's a pretty lackadaisical kid. He keeps it pretty easy, but I think it's one of those things when you're grooving, you're playing well, you're not really thinking about it too much. But a night like this, when he hasn't had much work, but in the third he's made a couple big saves, to keep it at that 0.
Let's talk about how this team has been doing so well on special teams the last week plus, Carter. That's been something truly, particularly the penalty kill.
Yeah, it's been humongous, right? And I think the biggest thing for us is, just our protecting the house, right? Like, we have a guy like Maz who's playing really well, and keeping the shots outside is huge. And we had, even in the last period, Dave Nystrom had a big block in the slot. And it's plays like that that have really been key for us.
And you talk about the game plan. The rest of this game, would you say disciplined by your hockey club?
Oh, yes, it's got to be, right? Because the last thing we want to do is give them any momentum, especially we know that we got to head home tomorrow and we have another big game. So, this is one of those games you want to kind of lull them to sleep and just let the clock wear down on itself.
Carter, thank you so much for joining us for the first time here tonight from the bench.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
Okay, Carter Hutton, Predators goaltender with us. As the puck popped out of that corner, back to the Nashville end.
We get those excellent goaltenders for the interview, aren't they? All the ones we've had are great.
That's part of the scouting.
Must be. Yeah. Got to be able to talk with Pete and Terry, or you're not allowed.
Here's Gabriel Bourque cutting across. He's heading to the net. Now goes down to the end line extended. Legwand came in late. Now Fisher. Power play for the Predators, number 3. One of their first 2. Legwand works that right half board. Weber looking back door, comes on, and his shot deflects up, I believe, off the stick of Umberger. Coming on with it. Bumped it wide to the corner, did Letestu. Coming across the line. Legwand. On that half-board right side, Wisniewski came over. It comes back to Prout. Power play over. Predators, no shots on that power play. Johansson stolen away from him. Eric Nystrom right there to go underneath Prout. Here is Foligno. Trying to toe drag in, and the Buck Predators just reaching for it low. Deflected toward the line, tipped up Nystrom, came down on Nystrom's back, and dumped back in the Nashville end. Bartley leaves for Kevin Klein. More than a little bit scrambly this last little bit.
Kevin Klein just made the best move so far in that shift. Stopped behind the net and held his puck and said, okay, boys, get organized before I come up from behind this net. Know exactly where you are and where we're going.
Lundin Gaustad, followed by Hendricks. Jack Johnson for the Blue Jackets. 4:21 remaining. Predators lead 4-zip. Gaustad was jabbed away by Johnson. Blake Como off his skate. Stopping it at center. Gaustad to the referee's crease, slips it in wide. Bobrovsky sets it up there for Fedor 2. 4 minutes remaining. Craig Smith came in deep. This will be an icing against Columbus. 3:54 remaining. I think you have a contest dreamed up for me.
I do so, partner. You think you've created the perfect cocktail? Well then, enter the Create Your Own Patron Tequila and Ultimate Vodka Contest presented by Patron and the Nashville Predators. Submit your recipe at NashvillePredators.com/Patron, and you plus 14 of your friends could be guests of the Nashville Predators at an upcoming game. Submit your recipe now. And no, Pete, you are not eligible to use some of your Notre Dame College Day recipes.
Some of those are pretty creative, though, Terry.
I know. That's why I'm disqualifying you right now.
All right. Zanitz is pass over and almost stolen away by Calvert. Smith flips in behind Wisniewski. Skilly off the boards to center. Predators have to get a man back on side. Line with Ellis. Jabbed away from Ellis by Skilly. Calvert going to the net. Skilly trying to get possession of the puck again. Skilly coming right there. Chaput trying to free it up. It is scooped and off the skate of Wisniewski to the neutral zone area. Jackets getting a change. Taken away by Eric Nystrom. Poked from him. Picked up by Michael Chaput. Down low by Umberger. Here is Fisher, and Umberger put right in front. Seth Jones backhands it out of immediate danger. And Umberger comes out from the trapezoid to the blue line. They keep in there. It banked, however, off Wilson. So an offside against the Blue Jackets. 2:25 remains in the third. Predators 29 shots. Blue Jackets with 18. The Predators have a 4-0 lead here in Columbus. We'll return to wrap things up in regulation time in just a moment.
David Legwand. And why are we showing David Legwand? Because he had a goal tonight, his 5th of the season, but it's his 21st goal against the Columbus Blue Jackets in his career. Most career goals against what opponents? He now has 21 versus Columbus and 21 versus the Chicago Blackhawks. And I think he has something like 20 against Detroit. No, I'm sorry, it was 15 against Detroit he has.
It just seemed like 20.
So that's who David Legwand beats up on. Chicago, Columbus, and Detroit.
Everybody has teams like that, don't they?
Yeah.
What was yours, Terry?
I got 2 against one team, I think. Did you? In my career, yeah. Might have been the Leafs.
When you had to pay for all those tickets for the family.
Yeah. I was in a bad mood.
Yeah. Partly for Nashville. Dropped that Legwand, and then the big one comes away from Johansson.
Who come out of that spinorama with that circle but Legwand?
Johansson tipped away by Bork. Tough night for the Blue Jackets. 100 seconds remaining in the third period.
It's one of those games people that Coach Trotz refers to as a trap game when you come home off of a road trip like they were on, and you've just beat a team 6-0 up in their building, your last game on the road trip. You come home and suddenly everything just goes flat on you. But tonight also, Nashville's helped make it go flat and really go into this game.
Tapped away there from Ellis. Back behind the net. Coming away now is Boone Jenner. No relation to the Kardashians. He takes it out high. Tuchin trying to flip it low. Stopped by Matt Hendricks. Under a minute to play. The Jackets finally get out of the zone with the laid offside. Yossi dumps it in from center. Tuchin stays out there. I thought he'd been shaken up, but that one looks changed down ice previously. Blake Como reaching for it. Tuchin on the right side. And a shot deflected away at the last instant in front by Mazanec. Johnson down low with the puck for the Blue Jackets. And that one goes out of play from the Nashville end. And there's going to be a delay of game penalty here at 1933.5.
The puck goes out of play. And I think it's Craig Smith goes in play in the penalty box. So Craig Smith along the boards trying to get the puck out. He does, but a little too strenuously. Up and over the glass. Blue Jackets on the power play. 26.5 seconds remaining here in the third.
So the power play for the Jackets, their second of the game. A truncated one to be sure. 26.5 seconds to go. Calvert tries to center. Comes back now from Murray. 12 seconds remain. Shot is deflected up into the netting. Left side of Marek Mazanec.
And they're bringing it outside the blue line. So they're saying it's deflected out of bounds by the Blue Jackets.
Comes back for Yossi, cleared out to center. Calvert coming on, time running down, flips it out in front, and that will be the second shutout of his NHL career for Marek Mazanec as the Predators take this one here tonight. 4-0 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. The shots on goal, Jackets was 7 in the third period, game total of 19. The Predators had 4 in the period for a 60-minute total of 29. Final score, Predators defeat the Blue Jackets 4-0. Please do stick around. Coming up in just a few moments' time from Nationwide Arena, Predators Live on Fox Sports Tennessee.